Hi there, thanks for checking out our repair channel. This is a just kind of an overview and testing of one of these units. This is a Parmak Mark 6 fence charger. It's a 110 volt low impedance unit. It's a mid-range model. The newer model nowadays would be the Mark 8. It's like $130 unit, something like that. So, but this came into us for repair, and we got the guy going again. We work on all these different brands and models that are out there, whether it's Parmak and all their stuff, or Gallagher, Speedrite, StayFix, Zariba, Power Wizard, Dare. It's electric fence box we'll work on, whether it's 50 years old or brand new. Our website is fencerfixer.com. Fencer and Fixer is both spelled with an F as in Frank. There is a link down in the description area that you can click on, take you right to the site. But we work on everything that's out there, old and new, all brands, all ages. We get free quotes, and we do 1.5-year repair warranties, everything that we work on, no matter how old it is. And that's a lightning damage part of our warranty. So, but we'll go through this unit a little bit and tell you a little bit about it. And let's see here. This has got a little needle gauge on there. Parmak doesn't use them on their plug-in models anymore, but on their solar 6 volt and 12 volt solar ones, they still use this little gauge here. But all their old ones for a long time use this little gauge. It does the same thing as their digital ones do. It's just a needle analog gauge versus a digital gauge. So I'm powered up here. So it goes all the way over to the green there. So we'll put a fence tester on there and we'll show you what it's doing. And I'll show you a little bit about the testing of one of the, what this gauge does a little bit. We're getting about 7,000 volts out of it. All right, so this gauge on these things does have a little bit of a function to itself, whether it's this model or another model. If you walk by the fence or by the charger one day, say wherever it's sitting at in the barn or the garage or the shed or whatever, you walk by, it shows in the green or down a little bit. If it's in the green, you're doing okay. If you walk by the next day or the next week or whatever, and all of a sudden it's in the yellow or the red, okay, is my charger got a problem or is my fence got a problem? Well, the key thing to do is that, turn it off, unhook your fence and ground from it, and turn it back on. If it goes back up into the green, okay, probably my charger's probably good to go. But if it stays down in the lower side, then, okay, I've got something that's dragging it down. And we're going to simulate that. I've got a load here that I'm going to hook up to. This is just something I've rigged up. This is a 150 ohm resistor, basically. And the closer you get to 0 ohms, the more of a, which is a dead short, the closer you get to 0, the worse of a short is. So this is 150, so it's pretty darn close to 0. So it's going to put a pretty big load on it. So I'm going to put this on there, and you'll watch that needle fall. So see how far down this drags. It's probably going to go down into at least the yellow, I would think. It might drag down to the red. It's about halfway in the red, so this is really dragging it down. So if you walk by one day and it shows the red, and you unhook the fence and ground, and you plug it back in, and say it stays in the red, and it's clicking, you got issues. Or if you unhook your fence and ground and you plug it back in, and it goes back up to the green, then okay, my charger's fine. So that's a quick way to know how good or bad your fence is doing. Is if you walk by and it's in the green or upper yellow, I would say probably got a short up there, dragging down somewhat, but probably enough to keep the animals in place. If it's in the yellow or red, I'd say if it starts getting in the yellow or the lower green, I'd start checking your fence, cleaning it up, something. Or is this going to put more stress and strain on this thing, and animals might not stay in place, or animals might get in when they're not supposed to. If it falls into the lower yellow or the red, and you unplug the unit and it still stays in the yellow or the red, the unit's got problems. But if it stays in the yellow or red while it's hooked up to the fence and ground, then you've got problems on the fence. You've really got to clean up your fence. Either got a bunch of grass dragging it down, or you've got bad insulator that's leaking to a T-post, or sometimes you might be protecting some fruit trees from an orchard or whatever it is, and a deer might have jumped the fence and got his leg caught on the fence and pulled the wire loose, and now it's rested up against a T-post somewhere, and that'd drag it down in a hurry. Where you got a tree limb that knocked the fence wire down. But yeah, just unhook the charger, plug it back in. If it goes back to green, you know the charger's fine. The only thing that drags this down is either the fence has got a bad problem somewhere, or something wrong on the inside. If it's clicking and you unplug it, if everything is still showing in the low red or yellow and it's not going up very high and there's nothing hooked up to it, it's an issue with this thing here. A lot of brands have some kind of mechanism to show you how things are going. Some have a single light, like the Cyclops has this individual light that flashes. Speed Rights have like a row of lights that go from red or yellow, wherever it is, up to the green. Gallagher, some of theirs have a row less from 2 reds, 2 yellows, 2 greens. So all those things do the same thing. So some people, some of them have digital readouts. Like some of the Parmaks have current plug-in Parmaks have digital readouts, and some of the medium or some of the bigger Gallagher ones have digital readouts on them as well. But they all do the same kind of thing. It tells you how things are going with your fence. And so if we walk by, it's in the green, good. If you walk by now, it's in the low green or yellow, not so good. If it's in the yellow or red, that's bad. If you unhook everything from it and goes right back up to the green, that means your charger is fine. It's a problem in the fence. So that way you don't have to sit there and send this off for repair for no reason. If it shows green, and always put a fence tester across the terminals and see what it reads. It reads 6, 7, 8, 9,000 volts out of it. It's working fine. But anyways, if you've got a fence charger that needs worked on, or electric fencer or a fence energizer, people call them different things. They're all the same things, different guts and different ideas on the inside. But we work on all this different stuff. Subscribe to our channel, hit the thumbs up button, ask us questions, comment down below, whatever you want to do. Go to our website, fencerfixer.com. Fencer and Fixer is both spelled with an F as in Frank. We give free quotes. We work on all brands of all ages, and we give you a 18-month repair warranty and everything that we work on. So no matter the age of the unit. So until next time on how a unit works or how to fix one or the features of a unit, we will see you guys later.